Hello, gentlemen. Today we're going to break down the January title update, which is going to be pretty brief from a gameplay standpoint because it seems like EA spent an entire month doing pretty much nothing, which is a little disappointing. I mean, they were doing something, I guess. They were getting ready for Season 4 of MUT, which I'm also going to talk about. I'll talk about some of the rewards you get from the Field Pass, some new abilities that they put into the game on MUT. And yeah, we'll make the video a little bit longer that way because, like I said, the gameplay isn't much. But I'm going to post the full patch notes in the description as well as the comment section if you guys want to read them for yourselves. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so here are the gameplay changes. Like I said, there really isn't much to talk about. I don't think there's anything game breaking in here, but these are changes to the game nonetheless, so I will talk about them. The first bullet point talks about edge threat and how pass rushers really weren't animating before they actually engage with a blocker. So the way of basically envisioning this is that process where they're actually moving upfield towards the quarterback and the tackle or whatever is dropping, it wasn't actually activating until he got hands on the tackle. But now your pass rush moves can activate before that happens. So you could get dominant pass rush wins before he actually engages. Hopefully that makes sense. But this might make edge threat viable now. Probably not in MUT from an AP standpoint. But in CFM, if you guys need good pass rush abilities on your DNs, edge threat might actually be viable now. As for the other changes, they're pretty basic. The second one right here talks about conductor and how it wasn't allowing the user to adjustments as the quarterback was walking to the line. So conductor is better now. Again, this is more of a CFM change than a MUT one because it'd be kind of a waste of AP in my opinion to run conductor right now. And then the final point is pretty good for people who enjoy realism, or I guess it's not like full realism, but it's more of a penalty. Basically what it's saying here is that they've made it so defensive backs that are blitzing and engage with, it says it more here, engage with a bigger player, so like an offensive lineman or a tight end, they're going to suffer a fatigue hit now if they continually do that, because I guess they want to penalize people who stay in formations like dollar all game. This is kind of a way to provide a penalty that isn't too severe, like weak boxing or just like pancaking defensive backs constantly. I think it's like a fair penalty, but at the same time, I'm going to have to see how much this actually fatigues them, how often it does it. Does it take them out of the game? That kind of stuff matters. But for those of you who enjoy kind of like the realism aspect of Madden where you can't stand people who run dollar all game, this is going to be a big deal for you, or I guess a good thing for you. But for people who love the spam dollar, I guess it could be a bad thing for you. Now, before we move on, I do want to talk about one more thing that is gameplay related, but it is not in the patch notes, and that is the dollar A-gap blitz. Now, this is a pretty big topic, somewhat polarizing. Some people love the dollar A-gap, some people hate it. And the reason I'm mentioning it is that I saw on Twitter that some people were saying it was patched. The offensive line moves a little bit differently. As far as I know, the dollar A-gap blitz still works, but the left guard apparently does move a little bit differently, which could result in the blitz getting picked up a little bit more often. But I do know for sure that it does still work in some capacity because I've seen clips of it working post-patch. So I just wanted to mention the dollar A-gap for those of you who are hoping that it would be fixed. I don't believe it is. I will see for myself when I boot up and check it out in MUT. Okay, so let's talk about Season 4 of MUT now. So for those of you who didn't watch the stream last night, I'm going to do a pretty brief overview of what they've changed. Now, the first thing can be found right here, and it's they've increased the offensive AP limit to 8 and the defense AP to 11. Now, that's going to be a little bit more of a big deal for defense, as in it's going to be an actual increase for defense because of the second point here, which is set feet lead will cost 5 AP instead of 4 AP, barring an ability discount. And the reason that I say it's better for defense is because a lot of people are still going to run set feet lead with 5 AP. So effectively, that kind of neutralizes the increase. But on defense, you get 1 extra AP, and there's more cards coming out that are like discounted deep out KOs and stuff. So this is definitely more of an advantage for defense. Now, I do believe they released a Kyler Murray card that has 4 AP set feet lead. So if you guys want to gain that advantage, you can do that, but it's going to be a very expensive card. So just putting that out there. Now, as for the Season 4 reward players, here they are: Ty Law, Joe Montana, Chris Jones, and Jerry Rice, as well as Ray Lewis. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these kind of exclusive abilities that they get because they are kind of unique, but at the same time, they're kind of just combining things. So, like, for instance, well, let's actually talk about Tylock first, how he does get deep zone KO, which is a combination of deep out zone KO and deep in zone KO for 3 AP. So, kind of like Darren Woodson from last season, this is going to be a pretty good card. Now, 94 speed as of right now, not that great because you're probably not going to get Tylock for quite some time. You do need to get to level 55, I think, in the field pass. So you're not going to have that for a while, and 94 speed might be dated by then. Now for Joe Montana, he does get Master Tactician, which is faster bonus hot routes and quick playmaker reactions. So it's like a combination of hot route master, conductor, and playmaker, which is very unique. It costs 5 AP, which is a lot, but I do think this is a fun ability, and there might be a lot that you can do with it. Chris Jones gets Colossus, which is dominant pass rush wins even versus double teams. And, this could be really, really good, actually. It's 0 AP. I don't know if this is an X. Yeah, it's an X factor. That's why it's 0 AP. So this could be really good when it's activated. I don't know what it takes to get it activated. But, yeah, that could be good because we don't have many good pass rush abilities in the game. Jerry Rice gets Short Elite, which is basically short in and short out combined. 4 AP, probably not worth it if I had to guess. And then Ray Lewis gets Enforcer Supreme, which is grants unbreakable, demoralizing hit sticks, which is very on brand for Ray. But at 2 AP, I'm not sure that will be worth it either. But I kind of like the idea of them adding some of these new abilities into the game just to kind of keep it fresh. And then lastly, here's all the rewards you get from Season 4. Now I'm going to post an image on the screen so you guys can see everything all at once. And my opinion on this field pass is that it's not great. The coin rewards are pretty trash. And the cards that you get can be dated by the time you get them. So if you like to grind and make your team better, this isn't the best field pass in my opinion. For those of you who just like to play the game, then this is all icing on a cake to begin with. So that's not a big deal. But I don't know if I'm going to be grinding this field pass, doing my dailies, all that kind of stuff just for this kind of content. I don't think it's great, but more power to you if you do enjoy it and you're no money spent, then all of this is going to help anyways. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to cover today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like if you did. If you guys want more Madden 24 content, make sure to subscribe. And then as always, if you want to win more games, acemadden.com is the place to be. Go check it out, become a member, gain access to everything we have on the site. See you guys later.